finish there. Hello everyone, thanks for checking in. This is St. Lucia. We just came back from St. Lucia. What a wonderful trip. From the Piton Mountains. Oh, the St. Lucian beer. Riding along through the rainforest on that carriage ride. Amazing. Jade Mountain, the rum tour. St. Lucia has amazing rum, all different types of flavor. You're gonna get to see all of that right here on our YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for the warm invite and can't wait to come back again. Delvin Adams, Backyard Cafe. See you when I see you. Peace and love, guys. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Fantastic.
Okay. If you can get down before the rain catch up with us.
Remember, it's a tropical island, right? So it's going to be raining ever so often, and without notice. The sun was just out, so it's raining right now. So we're hurrying into the distillery. We get to see some of the process. See the molasses vat is over there.
Alright guys.
The smell is distinct. Smell like high wine. We're entering here, it smells like high wine, man. What an experience.
Alright, okay. So right now you are entering into the distillery, and as you enter, I'm sure you're smelling molasses, sugar, burnt sugar, caramel, some fruity notes, some floral notes, and some pumpkin as well.
Spirit, I'm smelling high spirit.
As well. So you smell a wide array of aromas. I want you to remember those because these are some of the aromas you'll pick up while you're tasting some of our rum. So to see where it all started, as the rain has given us a break, I'll show you what happened is where we source all our molasses from Central and South America and from the Dominican Republic. We prefer Dominican Republic molasses because it gives us a very good quality and high sugar molasses. However, due to logistic constraints, we're now sourcing molasses all throughout the Americas. Now, our molasses, we check it. We check for quality before we buy it. And then when we buy, the trader now sends it via ship, which actually moors or docks at the Roseau Bay, which is just west of it. It's a lovely bay. What we do, we connect our hoses to that ship and we pump the molasses into our 12-inch pipeline, 1.5 kilometers from the bay all the way to the distillery into our molasses tanks there you see outside. And before you is one of our oldest tanks built in the 70s, early 70s, and it is called the Chairman's Tank and it's still standing. And to the back you could see there are more tanks. We have a total capacity of 5,300 metric tons of molasses. It looks like a lot, but I can guarantee every 6 months we have to top it up. It probably shows what why the people on this island are quite happy.
Yeah.
Because we have to top it up very
Happy
frequently.
people, yes.
Happy people. Alright? So once we get the molasses, we send it to fermentation. So we head it up this area here. Hold on to the handrail.
The knuckle babe.
Now, as soon as you come up here, you start smelling different aromas. Again, it's the whole factory experience, right? We're running when you are roaming through a distillery. Now you are smelling fruity flavors, floral notes, predominantly within the atmosphere. Yeah. And you're going to see how we got to those aromas. So, from our molasses tank, we dilute our molasses in those two small tubs behind me. These are called our mixer tanks, and they got the stirrer inside there which dilutes the molasses with water. So we dilute 1 part molasses with 4 parts water. That way we can allow now create the environment for the yeast to be inoculated into the mixture of molasses and water, which is now called wash. The wash now, we add 2 strains of yeast separately, not at the same time. So whenever we want to make light rums, like general strong rums or rums for our liqueurs, we add yeast A, which is a strain of distilled yeast that produces very light fruity aromas and notes. However, when we're trying to age rum, we use another strain called yeast B. Now yeast B is a killer yeast strain. So that is why we do not mix both strains at the same time. We only do one at a time, because it will take over the entire media. Yeast B produces more intense floral notes, more esters and other aromas, which makes the rum give it the character that it should have. Yeah. Right? And all of the rum that is produced from yeast B actually goes into aging.
Wow.
Okay, so you can see the diversity just in the 2 strains that we're using right here.
Yeah.
Now, behind me, if you go here from the mixers,
Yes.
right, so from our mixing plant, we now send all that wash into our fermenters. And after inoculating them with yeast, the fermenters are allowed to, the yeast is allowed to consume the sugar in the wash, and that takes up to about 40 hours. After 40 hours, we get anywhere from 6 to 7% alcohol.
Wow, that's
enough
fast.
to get you drunk.
Yes.
Right? And this is one of the early stages. You could see we've added it in there, and this is probably about 24 hours, and you could see now the yeast is now converting the sugars into alcohol, and it's also producing CO2, carbon dioxide, which is what you see that's churning the liquid.
Yeah.
In the process, we cool that liquid down to ensure that it's not overheating and allow the yeast to ferment at its optimum temperature of 32 degrees. And after fermentation is done, after that 40-hour period, we allow the wash now to settle for a further 6 to 12 hours, which allows the natural fauna and flora to attack the wash and create more flavor compounds. And this is crucial because this is what makes up one of the things that makes our rums unique. You could do the same process somewhere else and it would have a different flavor profile. Another thing that makes our rum unique is the water that we use. The water we use is soft water from our volcanic region, where Tunisia is volcanic in nature. And so the water is soft. It has very little calcium and magnesium. However, enough nutrients to provide the yeast with the required macronutrients that they need. The water, like everywhere else, influences our flavor balance. You can see how it compares to one that is almost done. It's almost ready. You could see the activity has.
So this one here is almost
ready. So this is closer to the 40 mark. This is roughly about 35 hours, 30 to 35 hours. And after 40 hours, you will see no more bubbling, no more activity in the tank, and then it's ready to go to the stills. Good example of that is this one right down there. That one looks like 1 in 10. This one is actually going to the still, and this one is going right behind it. There's no more activity.
this one is finished, it's going to the still. They're pumping this out now.
Pumping out right now.
And then this one is going to go next. This one is finished.
Right.
This is before that.
So right now you're seeing the stages.
Right. So the beginning
From the beginning to somewhere in the middle,
to the middle.
and now you're seeing the end of fermentation.
Right.
And you can see the level of activity in each of those tanks. So very vibrant, active tanks, bubbling and churning all over. So
Smelling the molasses.
now, if you're here, you actually could smell the flavor in the rum.
Yeah.
Because right now, I could smell fruity notes coming out. I could also smell some floral notes. And that's what we're looking for in our rums.
Yeah.
Sweet, fruity, floral notes in all our
And I
rums.
must say, what you said about the water,
And the,
I get that in the beer
right?
and I get it in your rum. Really, really good quality water.
Right.
Right. So
So-
thanks for that explanation.
And this is one of which are actually just being filled now.
So this one just pumping out.
Right. This one is being filled. So in a matter of maybe 2 hours, it should be looking like this one after it's been filled.
Wow.
You can see we have 8 fermenters there, about 10 feet deep. And I would recommend you don't fall in them because
Don't.
you'll probably get drunk on the way down before you die. You
Yeah.
probably have a happy death.
Happy death. Smells really good though.
Yeah.
So you're right. It's gonna be happy. You're gonna be happy.
Yes, so it's quite deep. Each fermenter holds about 15,900 liters or 3,500 gallons of water.
Wow.
And we fill 8 fermenters every 2 days.
Do you ever run out of product or?
It's a rare thing, but it happens at times when we run out of molasses or
Uh-huh.
waiting for a shipment
When you have a shortage?
or a shortage of molasses. These things do happen.
Okay.
Well, but we try our best to make sure we always have product on hand.
Okay.
That's actually the CO2 that has been produced by the yeast. So carbon dioxide is released, so it's now forcing all the bubbles to rise. So there's no machine in here. So there's no machine in there. And what happened is as the
So there you have it. The process on getting the molasses, from the molasses, even the water, everything. They pay close attention to the quality to bring out the finest rum right here in St. Lucia. Man, big thanks to the Tourism and Hospitality Association of St. Lucia for giving us this opportunity to even see the process on how they make rum. Rum is for the Caribbean countries, right? It's a product that helps build the economy, right? And keeps the people happy too at the same time. It was created here from, well, you're going to see the video from some of the real historian from learning about agriculture. This is why it's important from agriculture to the finished product, right? Planting and getting the best sugarcane using the best fertile land was very, very important to us, right? Us in the Caribbean and in South America. So we just learned some really cool history on rum making here in St. Lucia, right? And really appreciate this journey. You hear that good song there in the background? Yeah. The smell is amazing.
It's also responsible for Chairman Reserve because when we first started, we only had a column still. And in the 1998, Laurie Barnard introduced the pot still. because he believed in the art of blending and mixing different types of rum. When we first made this pot still, all the rum that was made there from this pot was actually sent to aging. And in a few years, the rum was transformed in the barrel. And we got something that was really beautiful. And he said, okay, let's see if we can make a blended rum of pot still rums and column still. And in 1999, that's when the birth of Chairman's Reserve actually became a reality. And from there, it just took strides from one step to the other until it became an international product as we know it today. And that is very different from Admiral Rodney, which is a column only rum.
Which one is this one? This?
Right, which is this one over there.
Oh, okay.
Right, and the column still, we only make 3 rum profiles using plate 30, 32, and 40. But 2 of them, the lowest plates, are used for aged rums, and that's where we get our Admiral Rodney from. And the highest plate, plate 40, is where we make our cleanest or lightest rum, which is used for our general strong rum, and to make liquid to make our liqueurs, such as our Marigold range of products.
Good, fantastic, man. And here you got the
Now, in the rum process, we don't, in fermentation, a lot of different compounds and congeners have been produced. So in distillation, all distillation does is concentrate those flavors in fermentation so that you could get a more concentrated level of congeners in your spirit. However, in doing that process, extracting the alcohol for the rum, we also extract impurities such as fusel oil, which is a combination of amyl alcohol and other alcohols which add flavor to the rum, but in high concentration, they actually have very negative impact, negative flavor impact on the rum. So we remove a lot of those fusel oil compounds. Also, the fusel oil is as a combination of congeners, they actually exacerbate your hangover. So besides getting ethanol, you get those other compounds, and there's more fusel oil in there, the longer your hangover can be. So we try to remove it to make it as light as possible.
Oh, so that's why the rum I had yesterday wasn't that to really put me over the top.
Right. What we want is, we want drinkability. We would like you to have a sip over and over. So we don't want
that's
you
what
to
it felt
overpower
like.
your
I
senses.
even said it on camera.
Right. We don't want you to overpower your senses, but enough that you could get different dimension, flavor dimensions. So when you first sip our rum, you say, oh, this is sweet. Oh, and then you go, oh, I'm tasting something vanilla-like, or bourbon or wood. And then afterwards, depending on the rum, you taste spicy flavors or other flavors.
Right.
That will impact the overall profile of the rum. So our rums are multidimensional.
Wow. Amazing lesson here on rum.
Now, just to give you an idea, from the distillery, most of our rums are sent to the cellars for aging, and we will have a look at that. However, just to give you a quick idea of what it looks like, imagine this is column still rum, and it is clear, 95%, no color. And that same rum, when we put it into the barrel after 2 years, in an oak barrel, you get a nice golden color. And here it has absorbed a lot of the tannins, the phenols out of the wood. If you leave it much longer and age for many more years, and this is what an 8-year-old of the same column still rum.
Same rum.
Watch this. Crystal clear.
Clear white rum before entering the oak barrel.
2 years.
2 years in the oak barrel.
In oak barrel. And this is 8 years
in the oak barrel.
So you could see there's a richer color, dark golden color with some reddish. This one has some reddish hues on it, and also it's quite smooth, it's much smoother, so less of those burning alcohol phenolic flavors, and a smoother, oaky, the coconut-like aroma coming through there.
Wow.
So just right there, you could smell some oak.
Smell that.
Right now, you're smelling some oak. You're actually getting some oak coconut-like flavors there. Not overpowered. A little fruitiness, a little floral notes coming out from there as well. Well balanced. And this is just straight from the barrel.
So if you leave this here again, that's where you get the 12 again in the same barrel.
In the same barrel.
Wow, because it's a 12 we had yesterday, right?
Now the thing about St. Lucia Distillers is that we make a wide variety. As you can see, we have 3 pot stills. We make 3 rums from the pot stills and 3 rums from the column still.
Right.
And guess where our strength lies compared to other distilleries? The art of blending. We now blend some of those rums. So the pot still, John Doe 1 with John Doe 2, John Doe 1 with some Vendome pot still, or John Doe 1 with column still. And you could, so in there you realize now we can increase our flavor profile and give the blender a wide variety of rums to play with. And that way we can make a wide variety of rums that the public can enjoy.
Wow. Guys, there you have it. The second half of the rum tour. I gotta save some of this battery life to do the rum tasting. All right, give you a little bit of that history. We're gonna get some photos inside, and then I'll give you another video with the rum tasting.